A guy came from, where was he from? I wish I could say where he's from.
Cool.
I think he's from Ireland or Scotland.
Okay.
And he came and he's been following us on Instagram. He brought us a beautiful gift, like
Right.
a hand-carved bottle
I
opener.
think, was he Australian?
No, I think he's from Scotland.
Okay.
Anyways,
All the same.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Close.
Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Are you a brewhead? I'm a brewhead. Y'all are brewheads? Yeah, we brewheads. So pour a glass of craft beer, we can do this. Yeah.
What's good, y'all? This is C Certified Brewhead, and welcome to episode 140 of Beer Not Just a Podcast. This afternoon, we are in glorious Hamilton, Ontario at Grain and Grid with Joe and Lindsey, co-owners. Guys, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Well, pleasure.
Great to have you.
Great to be here. Great to meet you guys. We're going to drink some lactose today.
Yeah, lots of lactose.
Lots of lactose.
Start with that.
We're going to piss some people off.
You're damn right we are. That's why we came here. So today's a nice Saturday afternoon. We're doing it upstairs. The pub itself is rammed. It's a nice busy day.
Yep.
Great vibes out there. Intermittent weather, but that's Canada in late May for you.
Yeah, I had a little thunderstorm. Now I think
Multiple ones,
it's
yeah,
sunny again. Yeah.
From what I can tell, we'll start with just to discuss the first beer, then we'll get into your beer story. So
Sure.
you have a wonderful clear beverage there. So
Yes.
that's the Intel. That's the marathon drink.
Yes, it is.
Beautiful. What do you got, man?
I'm doing the In the Palms IPA.
Does that have any specific ingredient we should mention?
So a couple of adjuncts in there. We got
Yeah.
the lactose.
Lactose, eh? Oh,
Lactose, mango and pineapple in as well.
Really?
Heavy
Nice.
oats in this one too, so we're going for a lot of body, a lot of creaminess.
fantastic. Actually, like use the aseptic puree, or is that like?
Yes, we do. So we use the pineapple as a concentrate, and then we use puree for the mango.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's sick. And what do I got here? The first one.
That's your Dog Days Sour IPA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
No lactose,
No
not bad.
lactose.
You know what?
Actually.
You got to have one to start with.
Yeah.
I love it. Nice and hazy. Is it fruited at all?
It is. So it's a fruited sour and then an IPA. So we went very light on the bitterness of it. Lots of dry
So it's
hopping.
a sour IPA.
Sour IPA.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just sour. Okay, sick.
Yeah, you're not going to get a lot of the bitters on the back end. Mostly
No.
dry hopping from an IPA standpoint.
Grapefruit.
We got.
you know?
Yeah, you're getting lots of grapefruit. That's I
There's
think
no
that's
grapefruit in it.
no, that's
Yeah,
a.
no,
I think
Oh,
that's
it's
a
ton of
balance of
grapefruit.
the hops profile that we use, and then also the fruit. So there's raspberry, guava, and mango in it,
Wow.
and then lots of dry hopping on it, Centennial Mosaic, and that. So I think that the tartness of the raspberry and the guava mixed with that Mosaic, I think, kind of makes that kind of grapefruity, tangy thing.
It's like drinking grapefruit juice.
Yeah, it really feels
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I think it also
With hops.
kind of hot grapefruit juice.
Yeah.
Also, it kind of looks like the pink grapefruit.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Yeah.
you buy the Tropicana or whatever.
It's funny sometimes
that.
when you mix fruits together and then they just create something
A whole other
totally
fruit.
different. Yeah, a whole other fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raspberry,
Who would've
guava,
known?
and mango.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ends up in grapefruit.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Who knew? And then the hops. Yeah. So
Fantastic, guys.
it's a
Love
party.
it. So let's get into your beer stories. Whoever would like to start, like, how did you get into craft beer?
Sure.
And then we'll move into the brewery itself.
Sure.
Cool.
You can tell me.
I guess that would be me
Because
I'm
he
the
was
craft beer guy.
he was kind of like the catalyst for it.
So, Joe. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've just always been into craft beer. Even when I was in college at like 22, I was drinking like Camerons and Steam Whistle, and my friends would be like,
what are you doing?
what is that? Like, oh,
It was
and it was
alternative.
Camerons had a 9-pack, and then Steam Whistle had that classic like rectangle case.
Right.
My friends would be like, you just want to buy that because it looks different.
Like,
It's like, no, actually, it tastes really good. So it started way back then, and I've always retained information about beer. So if I hear any stories about a brewery or the history of a certain style, it's just something weird. I always retain that, right?
Right.
I have that a little bit with like music and classic rock, but beer, I've always done that. And then started homebrewing it 3.5 years ago, and fell in love with that, and sharing with my friends
Only
and
3.5?
coworkers. Yeah.
Wow.
He
Yeah, it was
little
very
late.
fast. Like, we had friends, and Lindsey always pushed me. I'm kind of this person who's like, a 9-to-5 job, and I'm kind of like can just like follow that, and like be complacent, I guess.
Right.
So Lindsey always like pushed me. We had
I'm
friends
not.
that started homebrewing, and I was like, wow, this is great stuff. Like, you're doing this at home. This is amazing. So I just went bought all the equipment, went straight into all grain brewing. And
Right.
It was
no
amazing.
extract at all?
Nope.
No?
Yeah, just
Wow.
went right
Gangster.
for it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and it was just fun. It was sharing with my friends, and I had like 4 people that I would give 6-packs to, 3 different beers,
Right.
and then they would tell me what they liked, and I would kind of tweak those recipes and kind of make them better. And then coworkers, same thing, just like bringing beer in all the time with my coworkers.
He
And,
made everybody very happy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, be the best colleague of all time.
Yeah, but we, you know, always since he's always had a love for beer, we always talked about having a brewery.
Okay.
Because I was just like for years and years, for
Yeah.
over 10 years. We've been together for
22,
22 or 23
Jeez.
years, yeah, and we've been married for 13. So yeah,
That's
so
right, guys.
but so for a lot of those years, we've talked about having a brewery just
Right.
because he loved beer so much and I loved the service industry and design, and we thought it could be like a really good sort of marriage of all of our skill sets.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So we'd kind of been like talking about it very casually. Always thought we could never do it just because of the financial side. We
Right,
just
it's
always
not cheap.
It's not cheap,
Yeah.
and we just see all these huge breweries and thought like, oh, we have to do it that way, and it's way too expensive, and we need all these investors, and it just seemed really overwhelming.
Yeah.
But then once he started home brewing, like again 3.5 years ago, I was just like, so do you want to start a brewery? And he was like, kind of. And I'm like, okay, so how could we make this work? And then
Right.
he started researching all the equipment and the costs, and I started like looking at design and like just, you know, making logos basically.
That's it. All the way back
I was
then.
like, we should call it this. And yeah, anyways. And then he just he was on board finally
Yeah.
after all these
it's
years.
kind of like it was.
Nudging and nudging.
Yeah, I nudged him a lot.
It was still kind of a dream and kind of like a.
You felt like it wasn't even like.
Yeah, in the beginning when we first started doing it, and she just saw the passion. As soon as I started homebrewing,
Oh, it was crazy.
I was doing it like 2 times a week, so I was making like 30
way too much beer.
30 liters of beer a week, just like giving it away to people. And so she just saw the passion as soon as I started doing it and how much I enjoyed it. And then it was kind of a very slow, organic process, right?
Yeah, it was.
I was like, okay, this is really fun. I'm really enjoying this. I'm making good beer. We've always talked about this, so I started, how much does this equipment actually cost?
Yeah.
And then, you know, finding out that number and researching that a little bit deeper. And then, okay, what's the next step? So it was kind of like an organic, slow process.
Yeah. Over a couple years.
Yeah, over
Yeah.
probably like a year and a half for
Yeah.
sure. A year and a half where it got kind of more serious,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And
Where
then
it's
it's
like,
like,
okay,
oh.
maybe we can achieve this, and now I'm gonna like go to the bank and talk to them, and
Yeah.
yeah,
And then why Hamilton? You guys from here?
We
Yeah.
moved to Dundas, which is just
The next one over,
just
right?
5 minutes
No.
away. Yeah, it's part of the city of Hamilton.
Okay.
And we moved here 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And we just fell in love with Hamilton and Dundas. Like we love this area.
Where
and
were
we
you guys from originally?
we're from Burford, which is 45 minutes west of here.
What's it called?
Burford.
I've never heard of that.
Just-
nobody has.
Nobody has. It's a really small town.
Okay.
We're both from this town. We met in high school.
Right.
So we, 2,000 people in Burford.
Oh,
It's
okay.
near Brantford. Have you heard of Brantford?
I've heard of Bradford.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I know someone from there, but I don't.
Yeah.
I've never been.
Yeah, it's a small town, so I'm not surprised you haven't heard of it. But then we lived in Burlington for quite a while, downtown, and we always loved like the downtown vibe where we can like walk to things
Yeah.
and have like we don't have to get in the car all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah. So hi Allison. So then we thought, this would be the perfect place to have a business because
Yeah.
we love the city
Right.
and we could feel this like energy in Hamilton of all these
definitely changing,
entrepreneurs.
eh? Yeah.
Well, and it was already changing before we got here, but then the growth and
Yeah.
I feel like there was like this entrepreneurial spirit that's here that people were moving here to start businesses and.
Do you think that was like an overflow from the absurd costs in Toronto?
Oh, it totally has something
There's
to do
a lot
with
of
it.
that,
Yeah, for sure.
Which is a good thing, right? Wherever
Yeah.
it comes from, as long as
Yeah.
the money's, I guess, staying local.
Yeah, I think it's
Not
I think it's a
leaving.
good thing. I know
Yeah.
there's like a lot of debate about that, but like I mean, I
guess
feel like
probably some of it is going back there or elsewhere.
yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like the people who live in Hamilton, who've always lived in Hamilton, some of them may have a problem with all the people coming in. But I mean, it makes it I feel like it makes it such a cool place to live when there's all these great restaurants and coffee shops and places to go and things to do, right?
Right.
So I feel like it's a good thing. But we are also transplants too, so
Right.
I don't know. I feel like
Gotta ask a local.
ask the local what they think. But we like it. And
Okay,
we're part of it. So yeah.
It's perfect. And where did you just mentioned with the logos, where did the name come from?
Yeah, we had a bunch of different names. We
did,
really
yeah.
wanted to find a building before we decided on a name because
Okay.
we really felt like the location, like the neighborhood, and then the building itself could really sort of change
the-
the vibe or like
Right.
the direction we wanted to go with the name. So when we were thinking about all the things that it took to start a brewery, right? Like it takes all kinds of it takes persistence and it takes you have to research and it just takes all these things. But we thought, of course, to make a beer you need grains and then you need grit because you have to basically we were like dragged through the coals like the whole time, you know, and there's
course,
ups and
yeah.
downs and highs and lows. And if we could have quit any time, you know,
Yeah.
like we probably should have quit a few times. We were like, oh my goodness, it was crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like an emotional roller coaster,
Yeah.
but like trying to find a building and
I always say, like, what does it take to start your own business?
Yeah.
And what does it take to make beer?
Yeah.
And that's, for me, really where the name comes from.
Yeah.
Right.
So grain and grit, right? So
That's cool.
And I actually had never thought about the whole process of dealing with the city being like the grit part too, right? Because like making beer, like just like the process of making it is tough enough, right?
Yeah.
And it just takes it's like
Labor
a
of
slow labor of love, and just like running your own business, starting your own business. But yeah, dealing with any municipal can sometimes be pretty tough, and the city of Hamilton is kind of known for being a little bit harder to work with than other
We should
cities. So.
trash talk the city of Hamilton.
Yes, we should.
love you.
Yes, we should.
Just kidding.
Screwed you now. We love you, Hamilton.
But yeah, there were times where it's like it took months longer than it really should have.
Yeah.
And for no reason at all. There was no like really big roadblocks or anything, but just like it's time and it's waiting and
Yeah.
and there's times where like, you know, if you weren't a patient person, you give up pretty easily.
Yeah, for
in the
sure.
process.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, I guess it's something that a lot of people don't expect when they think about like so owning a brewery or opening a brewery is such like this sort of dream that a lot of people seem to have.
Yeah, they do.
Because you don't think about that side. Like, of course, everyone's like, well, clearly the equipment costs a ton and blah blah blah, and the plumbing and all the setting it up. But it's the bureaucracy that's the real leader.
Totally. And
Yeah,
I think
it's
that's
ridiculous.
like Joe's so good at kind of navigating through that kind of stuff, which was so helpful. For me, I just throw my hands up and
Yeah,
I'm
like,
like, I don't want
done.
to deal with it. I'm good. But he dealt with the city, he dealt with the AGCO, like he did all that stuff. So
Yeah.
he's a pro, and I give him so much credit. That's where our skill sets are. Like, it's really nice that we each have our own unique skill sets that
Right.
really complement each other. And that's how this works. Because
Yeah, it does,
otherwise,
yeah.
if we were trying to do the same job, like it just wouldn't work.
Right.
I'm like a black and white logical
Yeah,
person, right?
it's pragmatic,
It's like
yeah.
there's no gray areas here. It's like the answer is yes or no kind of thing, right? So with the city, I became super versed in all the bylaws and the zones, and then when it came to the AGCO, I read like all the laws and everything, right? So you need that. You need to understand before you get into buying a building or leasing a building or doing anything. You need to understand, can I even do this? And that's what a lot of people I don't think recognize up front. You can't just buy a building and do anything in the building that you want to, right?
Right.
So that was a big part of the beginning process and research and base stuff, right?
It was definitely a lot
Whereas
of-
Lindsey is more like the dreamer and like
The right brain creative.
exactly, right?
I'm like,
Whereas
why can't this
I'm-
happen now?
Like, come
This
on.
building's perfect.
Yeah, we can do this.
Feels like it's
And I'm
not
like,
zoned
well, no, we
properly.
can't.
Like,
Because
damn,
of
you're
this, this, and this.
still.
Yeah, but I think that's our background too, because I'm engineering. That's my background is
Yeah.
engineering
He's a
and
mechanical
more like
engineer.
manufacturing, and then Lizzie's more the arts side, right?
Yeah.
Like she's always a really good artist in high school, and then got more into graphic arts and stuff. So she's got that left, and I'm more the
No, right and left.
Right and left, yes,
It's the
yes.
opposite of
Yeah.
what you think.
So the social media stuff, we were talking earlier. So for those who listen or watch along, like Tiff and I own a social media agency, and we often use you guys as our like benchmark to like be like Grain and Grit.
That is very
online.
kind.
It's
like,
exceptional.
That is really nice. Thank you.
My pleasure. I just really think what you guys are doing and taking it serious is something that I always crap on about on here, and
Yeah.
really try and push that message that marketing is a part of running a business, like it or not. It is what it is. You know, like if you brew.com model for the most part isn't really a thing anymore.
No, not with so many breweries. Like all these
too many.
breweries that are opening, like you can't just like slink away in the background. It's like you have to be in people's view.
Yes.
So how do you get in people's view? Well, go where they're looking.
Right? Absolutely. And if
Yeah.
people are on social media,
Yeah.
the beer community in every like province, country, like region is very prominent now. It's starting to really grow.
It is for sure.
Everybody's starting a beer account now.
Yep.
Where did, like, being that most breweries, and this is why I complain about it on here a lot, it's because I want breweries to begin to take it more seriously, but being that breweries typically don't,
Yeah.
where did it come from for you guys to want to take social media serious enough to, you know, have photos of that level and actually want, like, the fact that you even mentioned metrics sort of is, we're just like, whoa. Like, I knew y'all were serious, but I didn't know it was like, this is not what we're used to discussing.
That's so
this
crazy.
is like our little it's very exciting. This is what we
Yeah.
do for a living, so it's
Yeah.
like exciting to us. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you're taking it
You're
seriously?
doing that?
Like, hell yeah! Like,
So we've been talking about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where did that sort of come from for you guys? To like, at what point did you realize, or did you come into this already knowing it was important?
Yeah.
Like, how did that work? For
We
you?
came in knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You came.
I came in knowing. So I'm
Let's be real.
so I'm a designer. I've worked for like media companies and stuff. I was always the graphic designer, and I did websites and stuff as well.
Sick.
But I'm just a sponge, you know. Like all this stuff's going on around me, all the marketing and everything, and I'm part of it. But I'm more implementing the design, right? So I already have that design background, but then I had this really keen interest in marketing as well.
Right.
So I knew when we started our business, like, and I'm on Instagram. I'm not like you know, anyone. It's plain as day. Anyone can see that, you know, it's a huge thing for people. Like
Yes.
for marketers, it's a daily thing. You go on Instagram like 10, 15, 20 times a day, you know?
Like,
So like,
actually, yeah.
I knew we had to be there. Like I knew we had to have a presence. And I wanted, also I wanted for our brewery was to start the story from the ground up.
Okay.
Because we had this unique, you know, opportunity
Yep.
to be able to build a community from the very beginning, right? So Instagram was our platform, and we just started posting. And we started basically building our community from the day that we started building our brewery.
So you documented the
whole
actual
journey.
breaking ground and all that type of
Yeah,
stuff?
the
Sick.
whole journey. Like the first photo is us in front of the building when it was a garage, and we were doing this like it's a boomerang, right? So that was a thing. And
We got the keys that day.
I'm
so
just
there you
kidding.
go.
I'm just kidding. It was like
dance.
really a thing then. So yeah, we had the keys. So yeah. And then we just kept documenting,
Yeah,
and we started getting a following. You know, I think when we opened, we had like a few thousand followers already.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, just
Because you had
Before we
Yeah.
already had that traction on social media.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Like before we even opened, right?
And we ran a membership campaign, which was huge for us too. So basically, it was like a founding member campaign. So we had 100 people purchase a membership for the year, and it was basically like just helped us
It was a
raise some
Kickstarter,
funds.
more or less.
Yeah, it was more or less.
Without
but they
that
were
platform.
Yeah, without that
Nice.
platform.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just sold
Smart.
it through our website, right? And so we used Instagram to sell that.
Right.
So we'd already had all these followers. It was just like maybe 6 months before 3-4 months before we opened.
We sold them in June, and we opened in October.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So we used social media as our platform to advertise, and I did Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and we filled our membership in like 20 days.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what do they get? That's so sick.
They get
Like special release and stuff?
special releases. They got beer every month, a discount on our products and stuff, and yeah, like
Amazing.
first dibs on events. Yeah, special
Right.
members only events.
Yeah, 3
Like-
parties. They were the first people to try our beer too.
Oh yeah, they got in first.
So
Yeah.
we had them come out. Was it a Tuesday or was it on a
No,
weekend?
it was on a weekend. We had all
That's
these
right. We
different
opened to the
sessions.
public on a
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had so many members, but our capacity was so small that we actually had like an all weekend members kind of launch.
Yeah.
You just come
So they're the
whenever.
first people to actually come in and try our beer, right?
That's sick.
And then we open on a Tuesday to the public. Just
Just
keep
just
it
quietly.
easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's and again that goes back to the community thing, right? Building a community around our brewery and
Right.
Yeah.
having these people who a handful of people knew us, you know, family or friends, but a lot of them didn't.
A lot
They
of them were just
They
random
put their
people.
trust
Yeah.
in like our story and who
Yeah.
we were and what we were doing, and
And then I guess when you opened, I get back to the marketing stuff.
Yeah.
You mentioned the stat before, actually. Can you repeat that just for the breweries who are listening?
Oh, the stat,
The stat
yeah.
that you
Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
there.
it's
The stat
very
is-
unofficial.
the stat is that Alex and I's beer is 95% of the people. No.
brings people in.
The stat is 50. I think 50% of the people who come here are coming because of our social media.
Right.
So the overwhelming comment that we get from our customers is, I follow you on social media. I love it. I think you have such a great feed. I
Right.
love your content. I love your events, and we love what you're doing.
Right.
We have people driving from Buffalo that come here and say, I've been stalking you on social media for a year. And like they follow every single thing we do on Instagram, and then they come here and they're just like, I want it. It's one person said, it was my birthday gift from my friend. She said, I'm going to take you to Grain and Grit because I know you want to go there so bad. A guy came from, where was he from? Oh, I wish I could say
That's
where he's
so
from.
cool.
I think he's from Ireland or Scotland.
Okay.
And he came and he's been following us on Instagram. He brought us a beautiful gift, like
Right.
a hand carved bottle
I
opener.
think was he Australia?
No, I think he's from Scotland.
Okay.
Anyways,
All the same.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Close.
basically the same place.
Right? 24-hour flights.
Anyways,
fine.
it was so sweet, and he was like, "I follow you on Instagram." Like,
Right.
it's connecting us with these people that we would never have be able to reach.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's so cool, and it just makes like I was just like it warmed my
Like
heart.
that.
You know,
Yeah.
I was really overwhelmed by especially those two specific ones, but we hear things like that all the
It's
time.
all the time, and whether it's like that far away,
Yeah,
or it's
or
just like
down the road.
Oh, I saw that you guys are dog friendly. Like we
Yeah.
had to come here.
Yeah.
we had to come with our dog, right? So it's just like it's setting the message about even those little things, or like we have live music once in a while, and like,
Yeah.
so it's just those like even the little tiny things about dogs, live music, whatever. People finding out about what we're about and what our events are, and
Yeah.
it's a huge thing, and then once they're in there for the first time, now it's about winning them over, right?
With the beer and the experience
Yeah.
and all the things that we do, right?
So the social brings them in, and then
Yeah.
clearly the beer keeps them here. As we know.
Yeah, of course.
So now
Of
we
course.
have to like serve them a good beer, and we have to give them a good experience, and
Yeah.
so
provide great customer service.
Yeah.
Like we're all
Right.
about that. Like our team is amazing, and they're super friendly, and they
Like
like
that's
they'll be
the-
taken care of. You know, our
Right.
people when
Yeah.
they come here. So yeah,
I think we pretty much covered it, guys. That was fantastic.
yeah. Thank you.
Is there anything else we need to get into, or you guys feel satisfied with
I
put
think
that
we're
across?
good. I think we're good. I mean, we didn't maybe talk about marketing enough in social media. I think we could have probably
We could have
had
gone
a
on.
whole nother podcast about that.
Maybe we should.
Yeah,
just
we
to
could.
market. That's not a bad idea. Like
No.
just on that.
Yeah, we could. I would be down.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's talk
I love
about
talking
that.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People love it. So like, yeah, check out. Where can everyone find you guys online?
Yeah, so we're at Grain and Grit. We're at Grain and Grit Beer. That's our Instagram handle, and then you can find us at our website, grainandgritbeer.com.
Are you guys on Facebook and Twitter and everything?
Not Twitter. Just don't have time to do all the things. So yeah, so
Happens.
we're on Facebook. So it's Grain and Grit Beer. Yeah.
Perfect. Consistency is key.
Yeah,
from
we
that very
do
key
have a Twitter account, but we're not active, so I'm not going to give you the handle.
That's okay. You can use something like the IFTTT, like if there's
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then sync it, natively sync it.
I know you can do
It's
all
like
that.
the lazy version of. I use that for my personal stuff.
Do
I
you?
don't have to do it. Yeah.
I've just never been into Twitter. Like I find
best.
it's overwhelming.
A lot of people say that, and I think it's just the interface.
Yeah.
Like when you don't sort of see how it can benefit you.
Yeah.
If you craft like a feed that like when I see like your timeline of who you're following.
Yeah.
Like I like immediately if I'm like just sitting here, like my go-to would be Twitter every single time.
Really? Is that
Like,
right?
Instagram is like it's cool, but I'm looking at Twitter because there's like funny stuff.
Yeah,
There's like the
it's-
news if something happens, someone dies or like a
You know
celebrity
right
dies, I'm
away,
going straight
yeah.
to Twitter.
Yeah.
Because I know that the people that I've crafted between whatever the hip hop stuff I like and then beer and whatever, it'll whatever I care about, if something happens in those worlds is going to be in that feed.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get the hot takes on it. Like people are going to say their opinions on it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, even the stuff with the Dogfish Head and Sam Adams merged, and boom, straight away people
know
are there,
all
talk about
the-
it, all the articles I need. It's like, and then just the way you can, we get that a lot from, particularly from clients. It's always a pushback
Yeah.
on Twitter. It's the only one that they don't care about.
Yeah, and that's
But
me,
there's-
and I'm into marketing, and I understand. So I need to be convinced, I guess. Like you should give me a case, like here for Twitter.
Honestly, more than happy to. And I think
We
it's
can go
like,
into that in our marketing when
that would be kind of cool actually to
Podcast.
sell you guys on Twitter for that. That's fantastic. I love it. So guys, please, if you're in, what's the address in Hamilton here?
11 Ewan Road.
Ewan Road.
Yeah, in Hamilton.
Is it like a certain area in Hamilton, or is just the overall?
Well,
like,
it's a
the West
I couldn't
End.
tell.
west end of Hamilton. Yeah, we're west
that's what I
of.
thought. I thought it was like a part of the west
Yeah.
of the main downtown area.
Yes, it's called Ainsley Wood, our neighborhood, but I don't
Okay.
think that's very widely known. But
That's what I'm
we're
Close to Westdale,
Close-
which is a little more
close to
known.
Westdale. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
West Ale.
Westdale.
Damn, if it was
Yeah.
Ale, I was like, that's really convenient.
Westdale, yeah.
They are. It's beautiful. Guys, thank you so much for having us. Such
Thank
a pleasure.
you. It was so
You guys
fun.
are awesome. Beers are fantastic. So, guys, please come down, check it out. Bring your dog, bring your child. It's all good. You're all welcome. And always going to get lactose. Is that fact? You're
Yeah,
always gonna
pretty
get lactose
much,
here?
yeah.
Pretty much always lactose. Yeah.
You know, I don't know what else to say. Guys, thank you so much for listening and watching. If you enjoyed the episode, mate, boom, smash the thumbs up. Hit subscribe below. Hit the notification bell so you know when the new stuff drops. Follow us on social media at BAOS Podcast. Consistency in the handles across everything.
Nice.
And check out the long form audio, Apple Podcast, Spotify. That is it, guys. Thank you for that, and we'll see you in the next episode. Cheers.
Bye-bye.